What's good, guys? We're back at it again with another video. As you can see from the title, I do have something new for y'all today. On this channel, we've done a lot of breakdowns. We've seen some of the top players in the country, but one thing that I always used to think about was, am I actually seeing all the top players? Are there some players that I'm just not seeing that are slipping through the cracks that I really need to get my eyes on, that I need to bring to the channel? A lot of you guys would comment down different players, different names that I've never seen or heard of before, which will make me think, am I missing this guy? Is this guy a potential top 10 player in the class and I'm just not seeing him? So what I've been thinking about is different ways that I can bring more players to the channel. As you can see by the title, this is the idea I came up with. What we're going to start to do is highlight 3 players at a time within a particular class. And these can be players that you guys might think are some of the best players in the class. We're going to look at players that are highly ranked on different websites, like all over ESPN, 24/7, On3, everywhere. It doesn't matter. We're going to look at those players, but we're also going to highlight players who, and we included one in this video, CJ Brown, players who might not be the top 25, top 15, top 10 talent, really big names. But at the same time, if you actually sit down and watch the film and watch these players play, they are extremely good at basketball, and in some cases are probably underrated. Last year, Caleb Foster, class of 2023, I know he was considered a consensus top 25 recruit. But when I went to Peach Jam and I sat down in the gym after I had already looked at the film and I was like, how does everyone have this kid ranked so low? And I watched him live go off in front of a gym that didn't have a lot of people in it. I'm telling you, there are some players that don't have the big name and all the flash and everything like that. When you have a player like Caleb Foster, who should have been an easy top 10 player, ranked so low, I had to come bring some of these players to the channel. With that being said, as you guys can see, we're focusing on the class of 2024 today. Airious or Ace Bailey, CJ Brown, Isaiah Evans. Let's jump into it. The first player that we're going to be focusing in on is Airious or Ace Bailey. He's currently listed as a 6'9" small forward or power forward, really depending on the website that you go to. On ESPN, he's currently ranked as the number 7 player in the class of 2024. On 24/7, he's currently ranked number 6. Ace is also coming out of Georgia, Keatron High School. And with me being from Georgia, of course, I have heard his name before. With Ace, the game that we're going to be focusing in on is his recent game against Wheeler High School in the GHSA playoffs. As we all know, Wheeler has Isaiah Collier, who's recently been named the number 1 player in the class of 2023, according to 24/7. Arrington Page, who's a very underrated 4-star big that I don't think a lot of people realize might make some noise at the next level. And beyond that, we're going to have to wait and see. But I already knew before I turned on the film that this is going to be the perfect game to watch Ace Bailey play for the first time. Not only because of the competition, but also because I already knew how electric that gym was going to be, Wheeler versus McEachern. It's a great stage to see how a player actually is. Let's start to talk about it. When I first turned on the film of Ace Bailey and I saw him running up and down the court, saw him grab a couple rebounds, saw him dribble a couple times. One of the first plays of the game, I see him get it on the block, be patient, knock down a turnaround jumper off the post. The first player that I started to see shades of, what he started to remind me of, was high school Harry Giles. And the reason why I say that is when Harry Giles was in high school, before he got hurt, he was supposed to be the new age, modern, power forward, kind of big at the same time, but could also give you some production on the perimeter in terms of he has the ability to rebound, be in the paint, score out of the post, while also being able to score in the mid-range, knock down the jumper, put it down on the floor. Also, people don't remember, Harry Giles in high school, it might have been high school games, but Harry Giles in high school sometimes was coming off of pick and rolls, showing his handle, all these different things. Ace shows that same type of versatility in his game. And keep in mind, when I'm saying this, in no way am I saying that they're the exact same player, because I do feel like Harry was a little bit more inside paint oriented. But what I really wanted to say about Ace is one thing that surprised me off the jump is his ability to knock down perimeter jumpers. Let's start to run them. And when I say knock down perimeter jumpers, I'm not talking about set shots. You're seeing it on film. He's dribbling, getting into a rhythm on the perimeter, and knocking down jump shots consistently. That's the part of his game that I think differs from that high school Harry Giles, is that he is showing an ability to be on the perimeter, to knock down shots, to handle even some level of ball pressure. Obviously, I didn't see anyone all up in him, but when they pressured him, I didn't really see him fumbling with the ball. It seemed like it was natural for him to have the ball in his hands and to be a ball handler. I also say he looks a little bit more comfortable on the perimeter, not only because of his shooting, but he also shows some flashes of being able to create for his teammates, because one of the biggest differences between a player being a small forward and a power forward is the small forward playing that small forward position. You have to be able to not only create an offensive advantage for yourself, but you also have to be able to take someone off the bounce and be able to make someone shift over to create an open look for your teammates. As you're going to see in this clip, Ace shows on a crowded side in the midst of some level of ball pressure that he can draw enough defensive attention to make that hockey assist to his teammate so that they can get the dunk. On this possession, when he rips baseline, he's not just like some players who will just try and force up, try and out-athlete some dudes. No, he made the right play, right pass to his open teammate so that he can have the easy layup. These are the plays, along with this one right here, that make me feel like Ace is probably more small forward, power forward than power forward, small forward, because as we can see, he shows that he's extremely comfortable on the perimeter. And as we've said, creating not only for himself, but for his teammates as well. On the defensive end, like with a lot of other young players, sometimes they do take some plays off. He actually did end up fouling out early in this game, which is why we don't have a lot of clips. But what I did want to show y'all is Ace does have a motor. Now, what I'm saying is at this point, it might not be 100% going all the time, but when he shows it, it's pretty scary what he could look like. I just want you guys to see this one possession after he turns the ball over, what he does out there on the court. Just wanted to show you guys that one clip because of the player that we've been watching that can knock down jump shots with a level of consistency off the bounce or catch and shoot, and can also put it down and get to the rim and create for himself and others at 6'9", maintains that level of motor, maintains that level of intensity, not only on that one possession, but across his entire game. It's going to be scary how he looks in a year, 2 years, 3 years. As I said, he's currently ranked number 7 on ESPN, number 6 on 24/7. If Ace Bailey continues to develop, there's no telling how good he could become. Next player I want to focus on is another player out of Georgia. And keep in mind, these Georgia players, I'm not just bringing them to the channel because I'm biased. You're about to see why I'm bringing these particular 2 players to the channel. But CJ Brown is a 6'2" guard, goes to Kell High School, just won the state championship. Again, congratulations to him for that. In terms of rankings, I'm not sure if he's ranked at all on any platform. He has high major offers. He is getting recruited at an extremely high level. But in terms of big name, like we've talked about, or notoriety, he doesn't really have that. But he does have the game to have that, which is why I wanted to bring him to the channel. Let's jump into it. Before I start showing you guys clips from the state championship game that Kell won, because not many people have probably even heard CJ's name, I want to show you guys a couple clips from that semifinal game just to give you an idea of the type of player he is. I want you guys to watch this right here. At 6'2", this is an extremely explosive player. The first time I saw him play, he reminded me of that player that wears number 12 in Memphis, just in terms of pure inability to stop him going downhill. He even does the same, what do they call it, cross jab. CJ does the exact same thing, going downhill full speed. This is an extremely explosive athlete that not many people know about. In the championship game, as we start to run these, I want you guys to watch, whether it be in half court, transition, when CJ Brown decides to get downhill. There are not many people who can stay in front of him, of course, because he is so fast, because he is so quick. But once he gets into the paint, there aren't many bigs outside of shot blockers who are really stopping him from finishing around the rim, because he does have the ability to elevate. And not only that, but to take contact and finish through contact. And he's been doing this not only for this last year, but also for this last summer that he played with Game Elite. He just hasn't really been getting the notoriety, but I'm telling you guys, in terms of a downhill guard, explosive that can finish in the paint, this is one of the best in the class. There's also another part of his game that he did show in that state championship game that I wasn't completely aware of, and that was his ability to knock down pull-up jumpers. Now, I'm not saying he's an elite shooter at this point, but he was able to knock down set threes in the state championship game, and he knocked down, as you can see, I don't know how many mid-range pull-ups, because with a player like that, of course you have to play back. You don't want him to blow by because, like I said, once he gets by you, he's probably going to finish or he's going to get fouled. So you want to play back. And all he did was continue to take what the defense gave him. There are times where he can force to the rim a little bit. And like I just said, try and out-athlete some people. But he also shows that he can make the right play. As you can see here, making this drop-off pass when he is going downhill. I didn't see it as much in this game, but in other games, he does show that he can pass the ball, that he does have vision. I'm telling you guys, this is a name in the class of 2024 that you need to remember. Last but not least, the player I want to leave you guys with is Isaiah Evans out of North Carolina. This is a 6'6" to 6'7" wing. I've seen his name recently because he just got a Duke offer. He just dropped 62 points in a playoff game. That's the game we're actually going to be looking at. He's also currently ranked as the 10th best player in the class of 2024, according to 24/7. Like I said, the game that we're going to be focusing in on is that 62-point playoff performance. But imagine my surprise when I come to find out that it was actually a double overtime game. And the film that's available is actually only from halftime after that. So we don't have every single clip, but I did get enough clips, of course, to still be able to understand the type of player that Isaiah Evans is. And that player is a big wing who loves, and when I say loves, I really mean loves to shoot the basketball. Isaiah Evans comes across half court, as you can see here, and he does not feel any type of pressure. He is looking to shoot it. And here's the thing, because he is 6'6", 6'7", long arms, lanky, there aren't many people who can contest this shot, make him feel any type of uncomfortable. And you can see this is an extremely skilled basketball player. So he knows where his spots are. He knows how to get there. And as you're about to see, he can knock him down. Like I said, I couldn't get the first half, so I really want you guys to fully see these clips. These are late game threes. These are late game shots, close game shots. What I really just want you guys to notice is Isaiah Evans, as a big wing, knows exactly where his spots are, knows how to get there, can knock down the three, can knock down the mid-range, showing that he can get into the paint and finish. I will say in the game that there were times where, just like CJ, just like Ace, because they are such highly talented young players, they are going to be trying a lot of different things and forcing some stuff up sometimes. I did see that sometimes from Isaiah, forcing up some shots in the paint, or, you know, taking some side steps, some step backs. But as you can see in his team's offense, that's what he needs to do. And his team ended up winning this game by him taking these shots and by him making these shots. So what I can't wait to see is what he looks like as he continues to develop, what he looks like when he's playing with, let's just say, an AAU and playing with other highly talented players, playing against, you know, bigger, stronger defenders. That's going to be extremely interesting, seeing like how he gets those same shots off. Because from what I'm seeing, it looks surgical. It looks like he knows where he's going, where he wants to go, and he can get there. And like I said, because of his size, it looks like he can get off whatever shot he wants to. For all three of these players, Ace, CJ, Isaiah, their development over this next year, over these next couple years, I'm extremely excited to see. Just like when I started doing these breakdowns with the class of 2022, I think, and then of course 2023, all of these players, I'm extremely excited to see their development. These are three of some of the top players in the class of 2024. I want you guys to comment down other players regardless of class, players in this class, 2025, 2026, 2027. I don't care. Like, I want you guys to comment down players. They don't have to be highly ranked. They don't have to be widely known, because I'm going to watch the full game and then I'm going to pick and choose who I want to bring to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I appreciate you guys watching. Remember, if you want the one-on-one evaluations or the breakdowns that get posted on the channel just like this one, hit my website, btibasketball.com, in the description. Also, if you have any questions for me or you need any advice, hit my link for Noodle in the description. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys next time with the next video.